Hi, today is the 20th of September. It's a Friday. We've made it to our third Friday of the school year. Today we are doing a couple different things, but mostly focused on this bill to law process. But first, our vocabulary word. Our word today is federal government. So just think of federal government as our national government. It is the government based in Washington, D.C. The national government deals with things that everybody is concerned with. So these are bigger issues like immigration or healthcare. Would be bigger issues. The environment would be bigger issues. Things that impact the entire country is what we're typically looked at with the federal government. That's in comparison with state government, which deals with things that are specific to each state. Some things we all have in common, but there are some unique situations that it makes sense the state deal with and not the federal government. For example, Minnesota probably has lots of laws about snowmobiling and around, requirements and laws and things like that dealing with snowmobiling. However, I don't think Florida has a lot of snowmobiling laws, but they do probably have some laws. They probably even have some money budgeted away for alligator or crocodile removal. That people probably hired that do that for the state. So we have different needs in state government. Federal government, much more big picture idea. So that's the difference between federal and state governments. Just think of federal as in national, same sort of thing. Our target for today is to explain the process a bill goes through to become a law. And I wanted people to explain it to somebody else in the classroom. So I'm going to show you that bill to law process up on my board. I have it. I'll put that up in a second so that you can explain it to somebody else, because it's important that we have the gist of the idea, because in another week we're going to be running a bill through this process. So first and foremost, we took a baby quiz today. It was a 7-point quiz on the 3 branches. I talked more about that yesterday and what was going to be on it, so we took it today. If you were gone today, thank you for watching this video, but also make sure that you let me know when you want to take this quiz. We do not make up quizzes during class time, so it sure could be right before school. This quiz takes about 5 minutes. It's a baby quiz, so it's short. So if you get off the bus at 8:10, you could very much come into my room at 8:10 and take the quiz. You just need to bring your Chromebook. Best if you let me know in advance so that I can get it open and ready for you. So send me an email, let me know, or talk to me on Monday that you want to take it on Tuesday. Otherwise, on Wednesday, I will snap you to go to the cafeteria to take it. So ready or not, on Wednesday, you take it. So make sure, plan yourself what works best for you. So that's the baby quiz. We take it on Schoology, and it's only 7 points. You just got to study the 3 branches. We briefly touched on checks and balances in that, each branch keeps the other branch in check, so that one doesn't become too powerful, and that, that the president has some powers to enforce the laws, the judicial has powers to judge the laws, and the legislative has powers to make the laws. And by having those 3 branches and separating out powers, the hope is that no one branch becomes too powerful. So just a very quick touch on that. We spent the majority of the hour then on the bill to law process. We started where we left off yesterday in viewing the I'm Just a Bill, Schoolhouse Rocks, and I had students jot down what process the bill went through to become a law. So I'm going to walk us over. Sorry if you're getting dizzy, but we're going to walk over, and I want to just show you what I had on my screen or on my board. I don't know if you can read that or not. This may not have been the best idea. So basically what we had up here is the bill gets introduced, and we had that yesterday. Then what we found out in our Schoolhouse Rocks is the bill goes to a committee. That committee is going to discuss, debate, vote on this bill. After they do that, if it passes, because most bills die at this point, if it passes, then it goes to the full House or Senate, depending where it was at. In this case, with this example, we were saying the House of Representatives. So it goes to the full House of Representatives for a vote. After that, if it passes the full House of Representatives in its vote, Then it goes to the Senate committee. So now it goes to a committee in the Senate. They will discuss, debate, and vote on it, and possibly kill it, because that happens as well. They use harsh language to describe the bills and what happens to them if they don't make it, but they kill or they die. Then, if it makes it out of the committee of the Senate, then it goes on to the full Senate, where they do the exact same thing. Then if we come over to my other side of my board, because it was a long one to write down, from here, if it passes both the House and the Senate and all those committees, then it can go on to the president. The president can sign it, and that makes it a law. Or the president can also veto it, which kills it, and then it's done. However, our bill mentioned, and when you watch it, you'll see it, that there is a chance it could be overridden. That means it needs to repeat basically all of the steps. Go back to committee in the House or Senate, get out of committee, get out of the full House or Senate, then go to the other part. Do the same process again and get even more votes this time, 2/3 votes instead of just half. At that point, then it would override the veto and it become law. That is really unlikely, as our bill says. By that point, you're so old that nobody cares about you anymore and they just want to be moving on. So, unfortunately, that doesn't really happen that often. So most of the time you just die if you get vetoed as a bill. So practice saying that, write those steps down, and then practice saying that to somebody else and write down who you say it to. The last thing that we did is in Schoology. Hopefully I have it posted. I haven't double checked yet. But in our course, when you get there, and I'm going to scroll myself there because I didn't pre-do this, in our Constitution unit, and you can see I'm clicking through to that, you should see, of course now I won't find it, oh, in here, bill to law process. I need to make this public for you, sorry, I can see it's not. There is a what would you change classroom bills. Yep. I hate when that happens. I'm just going to Google it, and then I know I've got to get it to you. So, sorry about this. Pause. All right, back at it. Okay, so, not sure why I'm getting this. Okay, so this is what I was looking for. Sorry that took me a second and I had to do a quick pause. So we are looking for this sheet. I will put it in the Constitution folder just so you have it. It is called What Would You Change? And you need to come up with some ideas of things that you'd want to see changed in our middle school, in my class specifically, or in our 7th grade wing. We can't necessarily go beyond our 7th grade wing because that would be like federal government and we got to stay more local. You're going to brainstorm some things you'd like to see changed, added, removed from our classroom and or 7th grade wing. You have to go into more detail to explain more about that. So if you're saying we should be able to sit wherever we want, as an example, explain that what? Like we'd every day be able to sit, once a week be able to sit. What would happen if we weren't able to handle that? What might happen? Why? Give me a reason why you think that that's an important thing. And how are we going to implement it? Like what's the process? So Miss Breitling's going to say that from now on you get to choose what seat you sit in, or every Friday you get to choose your seat. What would be the stages of implementing it? You'd need a teacher, you'd need to have the guidelines taught and all that. And then down here, what would be positive and negative about it? It's important to know that because there's always in any bill something that's going to be good, something that's going to be bad. Finally, how would teachers and I specifically feel about it? Because I am your president and I'm going to be the one that officially approves, signs, or vetoes your bills. So you do have to think about me in this process, just like any House or Senator would have to think about their president. If they know it has no shot of passing that person, then you probably should pick something different. So that is what you need to work on. Remember, I will put that in the Constitution folder for you. And that really was about it. That school bills is due on Tuesday, just know. So Tuesday is when we're shooting for. That'll be a completion check on that. All right, have a great weekend. We will see you next week. As always, send me questions if you have any. Bye.